In today's video, I'm going to talk about the key to developing or learning a new skill and making it become a habit. Hello, I'm Stephen Goldberg of Optimus Performance. We work with business owners and leaders to develop self-motivated and highly productive employees and salespeople. Please subscribe to our channel to receive news of new videos. When learning something new, we obviously want to make it into a skill that becomes a habit, that becomes a change, so that we can improve our performance. And this is especially true and most difficult for anything regarding attitude and behavior. So there's 4 stages of learning that we need to go through in order for whatever we learn to actually manifest itself in performance in a skill. We all read books and go through training workshops, but often it doesn't translate into an actual change in behavior. So the first step of learning is what I call unconscious incompetence. And I'm going to use the example of driving a car to explain this. So when we first wanted to drive a car or to learn, we didn't know what we needed to know actually to drive a car. And once we started going through the theory part of it, we started to realize what we didn't know. So I call that the unconscious incompetence. And even when we started to learn, we realized it wasn't that simple. We couldn't just get behind the wheel and start driving. The next stage of learning is called conscious incompetence. And that means that now we realize, hey, I just can't, just because I learned some theory doesn't mean I can actually drive. We have to get behind the wheel with a professional and start practicing. And that's the third stage of learning, which is called conscious competence. And at this stage, when we get behind the wheel of a car, we start to drive, but we have an instructor beside us. We have to think about each step of what we're doing. We're not fully competent yet. But as we practice this more and more, it becomes a habit. We gain confidence and we really start learning this and applying it to the point where, and which is the goal of every training, we become unconscious competent. In other words, we don't have to think about what we're doing. We've mastered the skill and we're able to perform it. Just like driving to work without thinking about each step of what we're doing, we just somehow show up to work unconsciously through the process safely as well. So the goal of every learning is to become unconscious competent, and that's when a new habit is formed. And again, it's easier to do with a motor skill, much more difficult for an attitude and behavior. And for this, you need to really set a goal. You need to have affirmations. You need to have reminders. You need to really be conscious of making that change and be motivated to do it. So I hope this information is helpful for you to acquire new skills or attitudes and behaviors in your life and career. Thank you for listening. Please leave a comment and subscribe to our channel. Talk again soon.